Greetings from Ahsen Qazi, and again we have Mr. Kashif with us. This is the series of videos we are making on leadership and entrepreneurship programs. So today I'm also going to talk about leadership qualities which great successful leaders and entrepreneurs have, and also be referring to my book, Business Success. Okay, so with this short preview, I would like to please welcome Mr. Kashif, and he'll be talking about the most important leadership qualities for successful leaders.
Thank you very much. Greetings from Kashif Ahmed, and it's a pleasure again sitting together and discussing the most important aspect about the individual leadership qualities. And there has been slight misunderstanding or misconception about leaders from a long time in the industry, and we usually look at the qualities in the employees more than the leadership. We usually mark people or brand people to be a bit sluggish or lazy or a bit unfaithful towards their jobs or uninterested in their jobs, and try to figure out the reason why they are not giving their best to their performance, and why is their performance not so good. Many of the business leaders talk to me about it, and they ask me that how do they can get the most out of their employees. They take them as they are oranges or lemons that they can squeeze the performance out of them. But the real thing is that they should look at the leadership they are providing them, the managers, the superiors, or the officers who are trying to point out faults into them, or point out the missing pieces, or point out something missing in their performance, and trying to push them more into work. Instead of that, they should be encouraging, they should be more supportive. That reminds me something happened when I was in Media City, Dubai. I was so happy to see a young man working there on the front desk when I was having coffee in the cafeteria. And he was so engaging, so happy, and so energizing, enthusiastic that I was really happy and really surprised to see this much energy in a young man. So I asked him that, what makes you like this job so much? And he was just instantaneously really, he didn't wait for the answer. He just smiled and said that whenever I am working, and even on a night shift here, my managers who pass by close to me, and they always ask me that what can we do. That's a very important phrase or a sentence or a question. What can we do to make you love your job? What can we do to make you perform at your best? Let us know what can we do for that. And he said that the reason he left the previous job was that his managers always came to him and told him that dress up like that, put this thing here, and they kept on pointing out his faults. And they kept on telling him that you should do this, you should do that, and always wanted him to improve and squeeze the performance out of him. The reason most of the employees are sluggish and uninterested is the reason the leadership is not interested in them. They are trying to bully them, they are trying to be bossy with them instead of being leaders. There's a big difference between a boss and a leader. So this is the most important thing that we need to understand. What Richard Branson said once, that treat your employees like your best customers. If you treat them the way you treat your customers, they will take care of your customers more than you. This is the point leadership should understand and do their best about using the best performance tools we are offering. And one of them is we both clearly understand is colored brain. And I think you know best about colored brain.
Yeah, so let's just talk about this colored brain and how it can solve these problems of the employees and the leaders, how they interact. Because the how you interact in groups is different to how you interact with single people. And often the leader has to work with the group, and because the programming is different for different people. So the colored brain, we have, I'm just showing you some graphics on the colored brain. We also be giving you links to this. The colored brain is a tool which you can use to get ambiguity relief. And if I am working with Mr. Kashif, so if I know his colored brain, I would be knowing that what will be his actions, how will he react, or are his most sensitive points, or what are his strengths, what are his weaknesses, and we will work in an environment which is collaborative so that he's happy and I'm happy. The thing is, because leaders, if they focus on the negative things, if they focus on the negative outcomes, they'll get the negative results. But if the leaders focus on the positive qualities in a person, the positive qualities in an organization, they're likely to have good results. So this is the most important thing to understand, that leaders need to focus on the positive action. The colored brain is a wonderful tool you can use, and it's something you can literally do it for the whole organization. So if you have an organization, big organization, what we could do, we could do a program, a small program for your HR or for your marketing people, and you can see the effects, you can see the results, and after that, if you like, we can do it for the whole organization, and we could redesign your teams. We could have high functional teams, more productivity, more profit and more understanding. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. It's a wonderful tool which helps enhance leadership, which because it stops blame. Blame is the first thing that undermines somebody. If somebody is performing, if you start blaming him, just like you were talking about that person, in the way he was very happy because in a previous organization he was being blamed that you're not doing this and you're not doing this. But the leaders in the new organization, they were showing him a way. They were guiding him, they were nurturing him, they were giving him a pat on the back. Because they realized that this guy has potential. And in order to bring out the best potential, the best way is to show the light, is to show the way, is to show guidance to the employees so that they can follow you instead of trying to push them to try and pull them to what you're trying to do.
Yes, of course.
So, what is your view on
Yes,
this?
I would like to add a few things for the layman understanding. On the career development side, we work with personality assessment tools. Must have seen them on a few tests for personality identification. Online tests are available, free tests are also available. Just to point out the personality traits that matches a career. And this is the way we enhance the same traits and more in a more detailed manner in colored brain. In colored brain, we are pointing out the way people think. We are trying to assess, we are trying to make you understand with this powerful tool that how your employees are going to perform well, in which department they suit well, or in which area of work they are the best employees. And not only for the employees, this also works for the young people in the education sector. We can always find out their aptitudes and their interest towards the career. This is also a wonderful tool in a more private environment, like you can understand people in your family. You can understand how your child can perform in a certain situation or in a career. You can also understand your spouse, how she thinks or how he thinks, and what is the thinking, the way of thinking that would help you build a better relationship, not into a family as well.
Yeah, excellent. Of course, the colored brain can be used at a personal level. For example, I can employ it with my children and with my wife and with my friends as well. So I know the colored brain of my employees. I know the colored brain of Mr. Kashif. He knows me and I know him. So it's much easier for us to work together because we know where the gaps are, we know where the problems can be, and we can prepare in advance. and he knows my capabilities and I know his capabilities, and so we can use it to the best way possible. So it's a wonderful tool, and it is something, if you employ, if you like the results to a small part of your organization, we can stretch it and we can apply it, and we can have, for example, you've noted this that in some teams, if I'm in a team, I'm part of a team, and in some teams I would not like to contribute at all. I would not feel part of that because of the working environment around me. But if I go to another team, if I'm with Mr. Kashif or my friends I get along with, and I sit with them, and I feel a deep urge to contribute. I feel a really deep urge to do something exciting, to do something really important. So that is how you behave to somebody and how he behaves back to you. So it's an action and reaction sort of thing. So the same things we can actually predict how a group will perform if we just know how what is their color, what is the color of their brain and how they will perform. So we can do this before actually putting it into the actual scenario. So this is a wonderful tool in that aspect. And also Mr. Kasher talked about the personality assessments, and he talked about how you learn. Basically, it also tells you how you learn as a person, how you behave in a certain situation, how will you handle a team, what will the problems will be, how can you overcome those problems. These are all possible, and of course, it's a certification, but and it's a program which is certified by the American Institute of Business Psychology, this college training program. And if you're interested, we can give you links down below, and it could help you transform your relationship with your family, with your kids, with your employees, with your close loved ones, even your dad, even your mother.